Hello to America then and now. Hope you're doing okay. Don't forget to subscribe. I try to bring you some tales from the past. I try to talk about whatever's going on now. You know, it's just our chance to get together and just talk about what's going on in America. This is going to be another video I'm going to put in my growing up Southern videos here in the channel. Growing up in a small town is really great. Growing up in rural America in the South, you know, my town was maybe 3,000 people growing up. So everybody knew everybody. We knew what was going to go on. Not a bad life, really, not a bad life. And today I thought I'd talk a little bit about some of our Halloween shenanigans. Now, Halloween is always special. It's great, you know, you get the kids out and go get some candy and visit some neighbors and things like that. And, you know, in that time of year, you know, Halloween, maybe you take the family and you go out on a hayride. Usually some of the people around where I was from, you know, they would build a big bonfire and you'd have a little hayride and stop at the fire. And sometimes it'd be a haunted hayride. You know, might be some ghosts and goblins to scare the kids a little bit. But that's okay. That's a good way of life, you know, and you're not in the middle of a big city worrying about if you're going to get contaminated candy and things like that. So that was something good. But when I was a teenage boy, when I was in junior high and senior high, one of our big things to do on Halloween was go egging, throwing eggs, having egg wars. Oh my. And this could be fun. You and 3 or 4 of your friends against another buddy and his buddies or whatever, and you meet out on the street and you're throwing eggs and getting splattered. That's pretty cool. That's kind of fun. And you can overdo it. And I remember even times when I was really young that the police might come and confiscate your eggs and tell you to meet you out on the football field, practice field, maybe at 11 o'clock or something like that, and they may throw some eggs at you. So growing up in the small city, it's okay, all right? And I've got lots of stories I could tell about throwing eggs, but one in particular comes into mind, and I was probably a junior or senior, somewhere there in school, and one night we kind of made one around, had one little war, and everybody kind of met up at there's a gas station we had in town up on a hill. Everybody stopped to get drinks and things like that, and kind of right at the bottom of the hill, maybe 150 yards away or whatever, there was a car wash. And lots of people gathered around the car wash and talked and told stories. And but this one Halloween night, we were all there at the car wash, and some girls came in to wash their car. And when they did, there were some other guys bombarded their car with eggs. They're at the car wash, and I mean, the girls in the car are getting hit with these eggs, and they're screaming and hollering. And the next thing you know, the chief of police, he pulls in, woo, get the blue lights going. And I won't be really honest, I don't know if anybody in my group had thrown an egg the whole time we were there. I didn't even have any eggs. But he looked at us like we were the most guilty people on earth. And we all liked our chief of police, where I came from, we all knew each other, we all liked each other. But he looked at us, and I could tell he didn't look happy. And he pointed to us, and he goes, "Get in the car." Uh-oh, get in the police car? And he says something about, "You can call your mommies and daddies later." Really, really loud. so we, about 4 of us get in the police car. I think there's 4. Yeah. And anyhow, he puts us in, and so the only place they could take us as minors would be to the town about 13 miles away called Russellville. And so he's taking us out of town, and he's talking to us, you know. First he's talking to us really rough, kind of, you know, well, you can call your mom and dad when you get to the jail and all this kind of stuff. And we're scared to death. None of us really had done anything. The only thing we're guilty of was being in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. We're young. We're 16, 17 years old. So anyhow, we get to going outside the city, and we get a couple miles out of town, and he just pulls over. Then all of a sudden he just starts talking nice again. He turns back into the guy we all really liked, and he told us that an old woman he got hit somewhere in the city with an egg, an old lady, and that's not good. And he told us his plan, that we're just going to sit there and talk for a little while, and when we go back into town, hopefully everything has changed. And it did. So we sit there and talk, you know, about football, whatever, for a few minutes. And he goes, all right, let's go back into town. So when we come back into to town, it looked like a ghost town. There wasn't a car visible anywhere. His little plan worked. By him loading us up, threatening to take us to jail, that gets around probably within 10 minutes, the whole city knew who we were, what was going on, and all the festivities stopped. But for a good reason, okay? Nobody wants anybody getting hurt, especially some old lady. But anyhow, Halloween guys in the South, especially when I was young, there was a lot of little things that you could do. It wasn't just about trick-or-treating, you know, just a lot to do. Things, friends get together, just being a little mischievous, and us older kids also maybe dressing up like a Bigfoot or a werewolf or a devil. That could be fun also. So Halloween guys, I shared a little story, and it was pretty good. You have to use some visualization there, okay? But anyhow, you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe, okay?